my extremely detailed cost analysis of the van to discuss with you folks. Binder clips from the dollar store, most fucking useful thing. Most useful thing. And we're cooking. Let's get that going first. Pretty much cook the same thing every week. By pretty much, I mean every week. Unless I don't feel like cooking, in which case then I make pasta. Because that's not really cooking. That's like cheating. Still fine. I need rice. Do you guys do the finger trick for making rice on the stovetop? Make sure the rice is level and then you put it into your first knuckle. Do you do that? I do that. You can pretty much never put enough olive oil in anything. Pretty much. Sometimes. Usually not, but sometimes. Saved the hassle of... Well, this is going to get loud. Saved the hassle of making you watch me chop everything. I figure that's not very exciting. Plus, I'd probably get distracted and cut myself. That wouldn't be good. Did I say I put Brussels sprouts in there? Brussels sprouts. That's what's that. That's what that is. Salt, because it's the pink Himalaya. Healthy as fuck. Tons of pepper. Okay, we kind of let that go for a little bit. Usually, we're going to see how this comes out. It shouldn't be too bad. I broke my pen. Oh well. I don't have the timing down perfect, but usually when I put these in, I'm then chopping other stuff, and by the time I'm done chopping that, it's ready to stir those. We'll see how this goes. I might have ruined dinner for the next week by making a video during all this. But this is a bonus fucking coffee talk. Got French press number 2 of the day on deck here. It's like 8 p.m. Oh well. Smells good. What do I make? It's just a crap ton of vegetables chopped up. And I make like tacos with it every day. Some will argue that it's a burrito because it has rice in it, I call tacos. And that's that. Johnny, you're like Mexican. What is it? I wonder if YouTube's gonna cancel me for saying that. Are you offended, Johnny? If you are, then I don't give a shit. What would be funny is like if some random dude just watches this and his name is Johnny. Oh dear. That'll be good stuff. Brussels sprouts, bell peppers. I got red ones and yellow ones. Doesn't matter the color, it's whatever's on sale. Asparagus. You ever just eat it raw? It has an amazing crunch. Great mouthfeels. Asparagus raw. Maybe you could see this, maybe you can't. Red onion, garlic, serrano peppers. Oh, that's what I forgot. Forgot the mushrooms. Now you guys do gotta watch me chop. Hopefully not my finger off. That would not be good. Yeah, I just put it all in there. I don't add a ton of spices or anything. Like usually I might do some chili powder, but that's kind of it. Cause I mean, I got all the flavors. I got the onion, I got the garlic, I got the actual like hot peppers. Yeah, and it just goes all together. I don't know. And I'll keep adding oil, like maybe like a half gallon or so. You know, a little dabble do you. Got the rice going. One day when I have a house, I'm gonna have a rice cooker. 'Cause I love me some rice. But stovetop rice, just, I don't know. It's annoying. It's like, it's not hard to do, but it does make a mess. And maybe I'm just like annoyed of it because of cleaning pots and pans in the van isn't the most optimal thing to do. I don't know. Maybe I won't be so upset about it. We'll see, I guess. Alright, so that's what's going on with cooking. I don't measure nothing. I just look at it and be like, yeah, it's good. And if it's not good, then, well, it'll be good. That's when I like start adding condiments after it's been cooked. Because like I'll meal prep this and then it'll obviously go in the fridge and Tupperware, blah, blah. And then I just take however much out of both of those things that I want, like the rice and the vegetables, and I throw another half gallon of olive oil in the pan, heat it back up, and then I'll add like hot sauce or this or that to it if need be. But usually it doesn't need nothing. I kind of got this thing dialed. I've been eating it for like 1.5 years, 2 years, so it's pretty well refined. I sharpened my knife today. It feels pretty good. This thing is like, this is the first like kitchen knife I bought when I moved out of the barracks up in Alaska. So it's like 6 years old. It's like a crappy Walmart knife. But that little sharpener, man, it does okay. It's not great. It definitely ain't great. But it does okay. Turn that sucker down to simmer. Yup. Rice is up to a boil. This Eureka stove, I gotta check this one of these burners out. it's not too great. But both of them used to simmer like top notch. Top notch. Get the fans going. Get some old ventilation going in here. What was it talking about? The simmer. Yeah, good stove. Highly recommend. Although when I was building the van, I took into account that I wanted that stove, and I wanted their big stove. This is their smaller one actually, which is still plenty big. I'm glad it happened, but I'm not glad it happened, because I went on their website, I looked at exactly the dimensions of the stove that was on their website, the specifications of the stove I wanted. It said it was X wide, X deep, and X tall. So what did I do? I took those dimensions and I made this center portion of the kitchen area like the size so I could fit a drawer like in there, or I could fit that in this drawer, like this drawer, like right here, like this one. I bought it. Didn't fucking fit. I wrote him not an angry email. I wrote him one of those like super passive aggressive emails. Very passive aggressive. Because I literally designed my kitchen drawer size, like the whole, because the width of this was not important. The bigger stove was gonna go this way. Right now the stove just like goes this way, so it goes across. But the big stove was supposed to get slid in this way, and I'd have a bunch of space on the side for stuff. I was gonna do like spices and whatnot over here. Now it's got to be up front. It's not that big of a deal. It's whatever. But I wrote him a passive aggressive email letting them know that they screwed me while designing my van. Like, I built the drawer boxes and everything. Like, that was a big to do. That's expensive wood. It took a long time to build those drawer boxes. I'm not a carpenter, but I was figuring it out, doing a nice box joint jig. What the heck? These mushrooms have hair. That's weird. Yeah, and the only thing I got back was like a laughing email. Like, they were like, "Oh, that's so funny. I'm so glad you took the time to let us know. Here's like a discount code for, is either a discount code or is like a promo code to get like free stickers with my next order." Like, no. How about you just fix the fucking dimensions on the freaking website? Your shit's wrong. Just own it. I don't want anything. I don't need anything. I already went and got this other stove because I needed a stove to fit. The only difference with them is that this is smaller. Like, there's literally no difference in hardware or anything like that. So yeah, that was funny. Whoops. Pilot, you want that mushroom? Probably not. Can dogs have mushrooms? Probably. Dogs can't have onion. I didn't quite know that. I've never fed him onion. I'm pretty much like the devil. I don't feed Pilot like any human food. But he doesn't beg, usually. If there's other dogs around, he begs, because usually the other dog is begging. All right. That's my little rant on the stove. This simmers like so well, which is pretty rare in a camp stove. Like, usually it's either frickin' blazing hot or it's off. This one, we can get a happy medium going. A little bit of brown going. Maybe you could see that, not too much. Bam! It's like emerald. All right, van cost. So I'll tell you what it is. The van. Yeah. It's a 2018 Freightliner / Mercedes, same fucking thing, just the badge on the front is different. Same platform. It's 4-wheel drive. It's came empty, like there was no seats in back, no nothing. Heated seats, cloth seats. It's got the like navigation system and blah 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 blah. The upgraded one for at that time. I got 2 extra keys with it. It's the 170 wheelbase extended, so it's the 170-inch wheelbase, but it's got the extended back end. High roof. I had the factory roof rails. I had the factory tow package. Yeah. That was... It's the diesel motor. 6-cylinder, it's not the 4. It's the V6. I don't know if they made the Blue Tech 4-cylinder in a 170 wheelbase. I don't know. I wonder if it would have gotten better gas mileage. Or if it would have been so underpowered that it would have had to work harder. So that's the actual van. That was $65,000. The van itself, the conversion in the back, was not hired out. I did every inch of it. I purchased things, obviously, but nothing. I didn't purchase anything prefabricated. I had to look around and just like double check. I don't know. I don't want to lie. All the structures and whatnot, I did all the cabinetry, I did all the metalwork, all the electrical, all the plumbing, all the heating. Yeah. It was a 2-year process. Have you guessed how much it is yet? It's got 300 amp hours of lithium iron phosphate batteries. It's got a Rixson heating system. That's a big giveaway for price. It's got a little solar panel up top. Aluminum framing on all the things. Like my bed frame's aluminum. Everything's framed in aluminum, not wood. Tongue and groove ceiling. Gravity held cabinets, so if you whack them, they fall. That scared the shit out of me. What else? Yeah? Have you guessed how much yet? Huh? Come on, folks. You only got so long to guess. Alright. It was $30,000 to convert it. And that is only taking into account material, and I did include tools on that. So that, yeah, so if you already have tools, or if I had already had tools and didn't figure that into the build cost, then obviously it would be cheaper. I think that's how math works. If I already had something and I didn't count it, then it would be cheaper. Yeah. So we'll do a little breakdown. So 30 grand. That is 3 times what I thought it would take. I had sold my truck that I had at the time, and I got $10,000 for it. Which wasn't like, it wasn't terrible at the time. Like, that was a good price for that truck. It was a nice truck. If I still had it today, I probably could have got like 40 grand for it though, even with the miles on it in the year, because of how crazy the market is. It is what it is. But I couldn't afford to. That $10,000, I was convinced I would have the entire build done for that. For some reason I thought, because I'm doing everything myself, it's not going to cost that much. You know, at the time, what is this, 18, 17, so early to mid 2017 is when like all this started going down. And there was like stuff online for like van life research type stuff, but not that much. It's blown up in the last year and a half, especially. But in like the last 3.5, 4 years, like it's blown up like crazy compared to what it was. There was mainly just like a forum about it, not so much YouTube videos. There was a couple, but nothing like there is now. You know, everybody's got a time-lapse video of them in like freaking beach shorts and bikinis building their van, and ooh, look at me. In 3 weeks I did this. Like, okay, cool, bro. Like, do you work a full-time fucking job? Probably not. If you do, like, cool. Like, I don't know how you got that done in 3 weeks. Like, you're some kind of superhuman. Good for you. Anyways, yeah, I was convinced somehow that 10 grand was going to be like more than enough. Went 3 times over that. I also thought it was going to take me a year to do. Took me 2 years to do. 2 and some change. I definitely rubbed my eye, and there's now serrano pepper juice in my eye. That's freaking awesome. That's like way cool. That sucks. I told you, half gallon oil every time. That's how my head's so shiny. Okay. Yep. Cost breakdown. Damn it, dude. Plumbing. $1,600 for plumbing. Kind of the big hitters on that were the water tank. I had one custom made. Shipping was a huge part of that, but I think even still the raw tank alone was like $200. Shipping was another 100 and something, if not more than that. The water pump, really not that expensive, $50-$60. I spent a couple $100 on fittings, elbows, PEX crimpers, stuff like that. PEX line itself is stupid cheap. You can get like a 100 foot roll for like $50-$60, something like that. It's super cheap per foot for the material. The fittings destroy you. And I spent the money and got the crimping tool, which kind of works out to be cheaper, but if you get the really fast, simple like push connects, those fittings are insane. Like $5, $6 to $10 a piece. When you start thinking about how many freaking corners and elbows and all this you need, adds up so damn fast. The sink was a lot of money. The sink was like $250, $300. The faucet, same thing. It's a regular home faucet. I didn't want to go get in the cheapo like van or boat style one. I wanted the hose. I wanted it to look nice. There was one for like I think this is, what is this? It's a Delta. It's the Delta Trask, actually. I think it's an awesome looking faucet. Yep. So that was like almost $300. What else was a heavy hitter on that? Yeah, the tank, the faucet, the fittings, and the sink were like several $100 each. And then just, this crap adds up. Clamps, hold down clamps, this, that, the other thing. Before you know it, you got like 4 things in your Home Depot cart, and it's like a couple $100, and you're like, what the hell, man? Next up, lumber. I didn't put that much wood in. That's a lie. Everything you're looking at's wood. But I guess in the grand scheme of things of like framing and like the actual building structures, I didn't do any of it out of wood, but it still cost me a ton of money in wood. The ceiling was pretty expensive. I couldn't source, in Alaska, I couldn't source a thinner board. This is actually 3/4 inch tongue and groove like you'd find in like a home. And I did get 18-foot boards, or no, they were probably 16-footers. 16-foot boards. That way I could just do a continuous run front to back. There's no seams along the way except for this side piece here. The edge cap. Plywood. I was so dumb. Live and learn. Insulation's like a whole nother 6-hour long video. If that ever happens, maybe I'll be drunk and make it around a fire or something like that. But I went with marine grade plywood, and it was an AC grade plywood. So those of you that aren't familiar with the grade of plywood, there's 2 letters that signify the finish quality on each side of the plywood. A being the best, B, C. I don't even know if they make a D. But the A side is a really nice veneer / laminate sheet. It's not veneer and it's not laminate, but it's a singular sheet. It's very nice. There's a spec as to how much defect or the size of a defect that can be in it, and there's essentially none. There might be a singular knot, but it's going to be small. So mine was AC, so it's really high quality on one side, pretty crappy quality on the other side, but usually you don't need both sides to be really nice. Marine grade, meaning that there's just a different glue in there holding it all together that resists moisture and high temperatures and all that kind of stuff, which is super fine and dandy, but I painted everything. And I polyurethaned the back of all my plywood because I'm worried about moisture and everything, because I know it's going to happen. It's one of those inevitable things. So to seal it all, I polyurethaned the back, just clear coat polyurethane, just 1 or 2 coats, and I primed and painted this side, so it's completely sealed. So I didn't need to go getting the higher grade plywood. Number one, because I covered it. It was actually a really pretty grain on the outside. because it was the higher grade plywood, it was the AC stuff. But like, if I was sealing the whole thing, like, what do I need to be worried about? You know, better glue for moisture and all this like stuff. Like, you don't. It's fucking sealed. So, the plywood, I only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I bought 8 sheets of plywood, maybe less. I might have bought 6. No, it had to be 6. Because it was $500 and something for 5 sheets of plywood. Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. It is good stuff. Anyways, oh, that lumber price, like 34, it's $34.50 or something like that. So like $3,500 was all like the actual wood. This is really good wood too. The stuff I made the drawer boxes out of. That's the birch ply, where it's like the, I don't know, like 5 or 6 layers worth of wood in there. Really strong, really good stuff. But that price includes all the foam for insulation, trim, flooring, the vinyl plank flooring. Yeah. Appliances, $9,000. 5 of that being the heating system. The fridge was $1,500. The toilet was $1,200. The fans were $300 a pop. Yeah, the fucking appliances hit hard. I mean, that's the price of my truck that I sold. Was just appliances. I don't regret any of them. The fridge has served me amazingly. It's fantastically efficient. It fits everything I need. I refused to get a chest freezer where you open the top and have to dig through. Was not dealing with that. If it was a weekend camper and I'm going out for the weekend and I'm camping, like whatever, like fine. I'll dig through stuff for a couple days and then it'd be back at the house. Like, but living in it every day, no fucking way. And I had in mind how much power I wanted to have as far as batteries go, so I wasn't too concerned with like the efficiency factor and how much how much cool air will I lose by opening a door instead of having the chest style where the cold air sinks and blah 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 blah. Not a factor. What else? Appliances, the furnace. I don't have any gripes about it. I mean, it's extremely pricey, but for someone to do it themselves, they take the difficulty out of it. It's super intimidating getting that box of stuff from them. Like, there's no question about that. I was super nervous when I got that box, and I was like, oh man, like, okay, well, maybe I got in over my head on this, but kind of one step at a time situation, and they make it stupid easy. And Rickson has yet to let me down on their like kind of tech support. And I bought that 4 or 5 years ago. No, 3.5, something like that. It was one of the first things I bought, even though I didn't need to, type thing. Like, I was nowhere even close to being ready for it, but I just bought it ahead of time. Yeah, like I can still call up today, and kind of one of those like they treat you as a customer for life, which is cool because, like, yes, I have their product, but at the same time, like, my time is kind of come and gone for the installation. Like, I don't know. Good people. And they know their shit. Like, you call up with a problem, most likely, like, they're going to want to troubleshoot with you, but they don't even need to troubleshoot. They're only troubleshooting to, like, validate they know what the hell's wrong. They just didn't want to say it in the first 2 seconds of you being on the phone. Because that's happened to me, and yeah, it was impressive as hell. Yeah, space toilet is space toilet, $1,200. It is what it is. But I just throw it away in a trash can when I'm done shitting, and that's that. I'll take it. Can't really put a price on being able to poop when you need to poop and not having to deal with dumping sewage anywhere. Like having a black tank type thing, or having one of those compostable ones that you have to like monitor and keep vented and add sawdust and yada yada. Okay, next, tools was like just shy of $5,000. I started with nothing. Like, I had a screwdriver set. I literally bought all of my tools that I owned for the build. Like, I didn't even have a cordless like battery drill before doing the build. So that's $5,000. Metal, which is like the funniest part, because I could have sworn that I was going to spend the most on aluminum when I decided that's how I was going to go. I was like, man, like, aluminum's going to kill me. That's going to be like $5,000. Spent $1,800 in aluminum, which is still quite a bit of aluminum, but not really. I could have cut that cost greatly if I had purchased full sticks of things. Full stick meaning a full length that the metal supply store sells. They'll cut it for you. There's a charge to cut it, and obviously the price goes up the smaller the piece you get. Yeah. Oh well, live and learn. Electrical systems, $6,700. Yep, over half of that was just in batteries. So I spent $3,600 in batteries for 3 batteries. The batteries were like $1,000 a piece. But I mean, so far you literally get what you pay for. I have no complaints about the Battleborn stuff at all. They were a little bit wishy-washy when I first got them. Not the batteries, but their tech support. Because I called up asking for some parameters on stuff, and they were like, oh, you know, between this and that, like, it's okay. And I'm like, wait a second, like, everything I'm reading elsewhere and from you guys says that, like, these batteries are, like, very specific in their charging needs. Like, you can't have a large fluctuation in parameters, and you're here telling me it's fine. Like, what? Nothing's gone wrong. Nothing is broken. So, whatever. I mean, they have a 5-year warranty, and I think that's gone up. I think they've increased their warranty time. So, like I said, nothing bad to say about them. They've handled everything that I throw at them, including some really cold nights. Yeah. Another huge expense for the electrical system was all of the components. So like the solar charge controller, the battery monitoring system, the inverter that I got, the DC to DC charger, so it charges from the engine. All those things add up pretty freaking fast, like really fast. And then all the other components, like from my other video the other day, like the fuses, the breakers, the distribution blocks, the bus bars. It's nuts how fast it adds up. Did I tell you the price on that? Yeah, $6,700. Last up was hardware. So nuts, bolts, screws. What else did I have? Like hinges, epoxy for the countertops, paint, stuff like that. Just kind of the miscellaneous odds and ends. That was like $2,000. Another one of those that adds up so freaking fast. That's another spot I definitely could have cut a good amount of cost. I did not need so many freaking bolts in my plywood. It doesn't look terrible. It doesn't look great. I don't know why I thought I would need to screw like a bolt every 10 inches. Like, that is so excessive. Like, so excessive. For cheapo little 1/4 inch thick plywood. Like, it doesn't weigh nothing. I'm not hanging hundreds of pounds on it. Like, I don't know. It is what it is. Besides the sheer quantity, I went and bought like boxes of hex head bolts just to like mock everything up and like go through the building phase before the finishing phase, I guess you could say. And those are just scrap. Like when I left Alaska and sold all my shit, like somebody got a screaming deal on a massive box of fasteners. You know, just all my extra nuts, bolts, screws, this, that, whatever. Yeah. So I had purchased a ton of things to just kind of like get me through a phase of the build, knowing that I wasn't going to use that as the finished product. Well, it's essentially just a waste of money. How about you just decide on what you're going to finish it with? Like, I knew I wanted button head screws or bolts. Why not just buy those first? Like, why not? Oh well, it is what it is. Another one of those live and learn things. Just one of those expenses that didn't really need to be so high, but it ended up being pretty high. Very high, actually. McMaster car got a lot of money for me. That's not who I bought like my initial stuff from. That was just like Lowe's or Home Depot, cheap like box of bolts type situation. What else? Yeah, I could have saved a bunch of money a lot of places if I just planned stuff out better. Yeah, I could have planned out, like I said, if I had planned out all my metal needs, I could have bought full sticks of material, or just instead of making, I can't tell you how many freaking receipts I had for metal. It'd be like one piece here, one piece there, 2, 3 here, like, yeah, I knew what I wanted going into the build, but not exactly how I was gonna do it. So there was quite a bit of literally just winging it and figuring it out on the fly. And another part of it is I didn't purchase beyond my means at the time. So like I didn't take a loan out for anything. Yeah, whatever I could buy cash is what I would be working on. So I never. It's like maybe part of that, the whole planning and the whole execution was limited on funding. I was working full time. I mean, that's literally where all my money went. So I guess maybe a part of me not getting all my metal all at once is I literally couldn't afford it all at once. So I would just go in little bits and pieces, you know. And not that I couldn't afford $1,800 at the time. Like, I'm sure that I could have, but it's the fact of, okay, well, it's $1,800 plus the welder, plus welding gas, plus material, like other things, you know, welding wire. Well, now I need more clamps because I'm building this and that, and like, so just it all added up and compounded pretty quick when I was going through phases. So that's probably where a lot of my mismanagement of, you know, money and execution happened, was that I didn't have 30 grand just lying around to essentially just buy everything all at once and hit it. So I slowly acquired tools, slowly acquired materials, appliances, stuff like that. So, and I think that's probably why I purchased the furnace when I did, was I had the money. I'm like, all right, well, I have it, so I might as well get it. That way I'm not, you know, X months, a year down the road, and I'm scrambling for that money. And that's like a holding point, you know, like, oh, I can't progress in the van until I get the furnace. I didn't want any of those kind of hang-ups. So, yeah. What else about cost? And I'm pretty sure that's low. There's stuff I've done since then that I didn't tally up on that. I did this breakdown a while ago when I was traveling. I was stuck in a hotel for a while. Yeah. More realistic. So honestly, it's probably 30 grand excluding tools. You know what I mean? So like I said, it's 30 grand with tools. Let's take tools out of the equation. It's probably 30 grand because of lost receipts, not thinking about this, not remembering that, that kind of shit. Yeah. I don't know. I should probably do a walkthrough with you guys, but I don't think it looks like a $30,000 conversion. Because you see some of them now, and like, man, they're fucking like so nice. Like they pretty much have like granite freaking countertops, and yeah, super nice. And I don't even think those are going for like 30 grand, like conversions, you know, like the whole van might be like 60 grand. So, yeah, well, when the time comes, hopefully I'll get a good dollar for it. I was actually talking to my buddy at school about that, and man, I don't know if I can get rid of this thing. I'm like attached, like sentimentally attached to it. Like I don't know if I'd be able to sell it ever. I'm probably gonna have to at some point, but And I think the only thing that would bother me is, like, man, I hope nobody, like, fucks it up. It wouldn't be mine at that point, so it shouldn't matter. But that's a huge thing stopping me from renting it. Like, I'm pretty sure I could make some good freaking money, and I could probably pay this thing off and just be pocketing money as like a side business. Granted, I'd need somewhere to stay, but man, I could probably rent this thing out for probably easily $250 plus a night, probably more, probably $350, $400 a night, if I gave like unlimited miles and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Yep. Oh well. To worry about somebody fucking up my house, because it took me 2 years to build it, and I'm like, I think I haven't gotten over that, of how much time I dedicated into it. And like, somebody could just fuck it up. Granted, I screwed up every day. I do something, I nick something, I drop something, I do whatever, scuff this, do that, but it's okay because I built it. I don't know. Weird mindset. All right, I think that's it. That's how much the van cost. That is a pretty, it's not comprehensive breakdown, but it's about as accurate as I could be and transparent as I can be on the breakdown. I'm not hiding nothing. Yeah. No sponsorships, no assistance otherwise. Like, that's what I paid. Yeah, I like the heating system because I like it. I like the fridge because I like it. It's not because any other reason. Yep. That is it. The vegetables are done. So is the rice. Finished product. It doesn't look like much. It's just like mush. But it's good. It's tasty. That'll last like a week. Hopefully. Yeah. I'm gonna eat. Cheers, folks. First coffee talk bonus episode. Whoop. Have a good night.